To CES Las Vegas 2026. And, um, I was thinking about this. What's tech today? Because, related to 20 years ago. This is 2025. So 20 years ago was when I first covered the NFL draft on site in New York. That was at Javits Convention Center. And I was the first to write an online account of what it was like to be at the draft, photographs and everything. And the next year, 2006, I was the first to cover it with a YouTube channel. And so I'm thinking about it because we say, oh, well, CES is powered by the Consumer Technology Association, right? And we know what that great nonprofit organization is that is ran by Gary Shapiro. But what is tech today versus 20 years ago? Now, you might type, well, it's artificial intelligence. Okay, but then what is that? So I have to think all the way back to 20 years ago. What was tech 20 years ago? If I said I was building a website, that was tech. If I said I was working on the back end of a website or server, that was tech. But for some people, even then, designing a website was not tech versus working on the back end of it, which was tech, right? Even though both are tech. And if I go further back in my history, back to 1999, when I was trying to find an organization to hire to build a website for Oakland Super Bowl bid that I ran, I got a proposal from a woman by the name of Deva at a company called Noise 13 in San Francisco. And her proposal was all of one sentence written on a page like this, okay? And it was right here. And the proposal was for $138,000. And I had no idea what I was going to be getting. Now, think about that then. And I said no. I taught myself Adobe Front Page, which was the new software that people were build their websites, right? And learn how to upload and all of that. That was 1999. Okay, that was 1999. That aspect of it isn't considered tech anymore. And so I'm looking at the application for CES Las Vegas. I'm seeing what I've seen before, but I'm thinking about something that I'm about to mention from an entirely other perspective. Every time, going back to 2010 in my first CES Las Vegas, I filled out an application. The number of subjects has changed. First, it was consumer electronics, right? Televisions. And the televisions broke down into different types. Now, today, it's television is way down here, but then there's streaming, which you think about it is another type of television. And then there's video, which is also another type of television. You see what I'm getting at? And all those, I've just named three categories of interest within the many that you can pick in filling out your application for CES Las Vegas 2026. All right. So, so what is tech then? I mean, if the number of trying to get the lighting better here, if the number of items that falls under what we consider tech is growing, then what in and of itself is tech, and why is that happening? And I believe it's happening because we figured out more and more ways to introduce tech into that situation. Take something mundane like water. Okay, maybe one day in the future there'll be a device in this bottle, microcosmic in its size, or quasi microcosmic in its size, that will be able to tell you not just the chemical count of what's in the bottle, but also tell you, have a readout of what its health benefits are and side effects, right? Automatically, you pour something in it, automatic readout. That's an idea I came up with off the top of my head. And I believe that's very possible. I believe somewhere around the world, someone either has that or is working on it. But the trouble is, the economy of scale is so great that you can't realistically release it for production, right? It's just too expensive to deal with. Um, and then think about like this phone, right? It used to be you just had a phone, right? Now we got a smartphone. I'm using this. This is my smartphone, right? To make this vlog. This is a phone, okay? And it's got a display, all right? And but it doesn't have anything where I can talk into the phone. Nope. I'm criticizing the phone for not having enough tech, right? So, what is technology then? Technology is, as I see it, the application of a process that makes that something easier to use. Um, the ultimate is the design of the human being. That's the ultimate. And so now I'm talking about humanoids and robotics. Because you would think, why do I need something that looks like a person? So that it makes it easier to interface or talk to that person, right? That if that person's a humanoid robot, they can engage with it, right? That's why. A lot of food for thought out there. I was also thinking about CES. I think it was, oh, this was 2016. No, 2018. Yeah. No, 2019. CES 2019. There was a robot stamping device. You know, stamping, like you stamp these widgets. Okay. And this thing did it super fast, right? All that, right? Super fast. And I started looking at it, and I imagined if it were in the design of an Android. So now you have this person doing this, or maybe a person with multiple arms, right? That'd be a freaky thought. Have this, robot head that looks like a human, like maybe like yourself, right? Or maybe like your girlfriend, right? I mean, these things are not far off. This somebody around the world has something like that that isn't too far off of what I'm talking about, right? Okay. Um, the kind of things that of Arsenio Hall here, the kind of things that make you go yeah, the kind of things that make you go uh so my point is that if you have a tech scale, that's what it is. That tech scale points to um the level of involvement of these devices to make the other devices easier to use in our society. All right, I think that's what's going on there. So anyway, some food for thought. I didn't want to take up too much video time, which, you know, I'll just give a segue into something else I'm going to talk about, which is the fact that YouTube has changed its algorithm, so you have to make your videos longer. But think about it. The longer you have to make your videos in order to be seen, the fewer videos per day you can make. I went to CES Las Vegas, 2014. I rattled off, I believe, 127 vlogs. In one day, the average length of the vlog was 30 seconds. Hey, tell us about your product. Hey, tell us about your product. Go to the next one. Hey, tell us about your product. You go up to the next person, and so on, and so on, and so on. But the way the YouTube algorithm is set up, it's like you're not going to get as many views from that just because, yeah. I don't think that's right, personally. What do you think? I'd like to hear your view. All right. And with that, it is 9 minutes and 53 seconds, 4, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 10 minutes. Ding, 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 ding. Supposedly the magic mark. And it was because, you know what? The number of views went from 2 to 3. with one thumbs up. Ah, can I get another one? All right, but I seriously have to go. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. I'll be back very soon.